what the author is trying to do, but it's just never gonna work for me. If those movies aren't like the books, you will never hear the end of it from me. So yeah, I do kind of have to disagree with it. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to Vlogmas Day 11. I feel like I have to come clean already about this. I did skip day 10. I will get into that in tomorrow's video. I have a lot going on, but I did skip day 10. I already apologize for that, but hopefully the rest of Vlogmas will make up for the one missed day. It's just been very chaotic, but today is going to be a very, very, very fun video. I remember when I filmed this video last year and I had so much fun filming it. So in today's video, I'm going to be reading unpopular bookish opinions and we're gonna chat about it. You guys are gonna get my full, complete, honest thoughts on things. Honestly, if there's one thing that I can pride myself on being on this channel, it's always honest, and today is no different. I also feel like I'm like naturally a very opinionated person, so this video is going to be very, very fun for you guys. Anyways, without further ado, let's go ahead and get right on into today's video. The first unpopular book opinion we have is not every book needs to be a series. And guys, I feel like you already know how I feel about this one. 1000% agreeing with this. I feel like one of the biggest issues I actually have in the book community and just with authors in general is that for some reason, if they create the first book, you can tell from the first book that they have no intentions of this becoming a series. But then because the first book goes viral, now we have to make a bunch of spin-offs. It's really actually annoying to me. For some reason this year, the year of 2025, has been just the year of sequels. Like, why are we getting sequels to everything? We didn't ask for this, we didn't need it. And honestly, when it comes to books, I think it's a very lazy way for authors to make more money. Because authors know that us as readers, if we get attached to the characters, the setting, anything about the book, we're gonna go ahead and buy the second and the third one and the fourth one, even if these weren't originally in the plan. But like most of the time, I have to agree and say that not every book needs to be a sequel. And as much as I would genuinely give my soul to have more like things from characters that I love, I know that I don't need it. And especially most of the times the sequels are not as good. I have to agree with this one, unfortunately. The next book opinion we have is pop culture references need to stay out of books. Again, I 100% agree with this. Nothing enrages me more than when I'm reading a book and I'm like, I'm reading a book to escape. Hello, that's what we read books for. But then for some reason I have to hear about like actual world events. It's like the whole purpose is that this is in a separate world that it has nothing to do with our society at all. Like, don't even get me started, especially when it has TikTok references in it. Nothing fills me with fear anymore. Especially when it's like a pop culture reference. It's like, this is going to die out in like a month. We're going to forget that this reference even is a thing. So now when you're referencing it, like, what was the purpose? I think it was the book Say You'll Remember Me by Abby Jimenez, and Rysand, one of the main characters from the Capcut series, was mentioned, and nothing made me want to like throw up everywhere more. I get it, I'm a reader too. Glad that I could understand the reference, but also I was like, why did this reference need to be here? I get you're trying to connect with your readers. I know what the author is trying to do, but it's just never gonna work for me, and it actually makes me really mad. What was the other book that I was thinking of? Oh, Nothing Like the Movies by Lynn Painter. That book also made references. Now, I did love Nothing Like the Movies, don't get me wrong. I did really like that book, but there were a few references to like Harry Styles' song in there, and I was like, guys. Like, as much as I love Harry Styles, I would die for him just as much as the next guy. But did we need references? I couldn't. Also, the biggest issue is like, yeah, I understand the reference now and I'm really invested in the reference and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited that the reference is there. But then I think like years down the line, if I'm trying to reread this book and this book becomes like one of my favorite books, then it's like, well, and I should be able to have peace. Can you guys tell I feel really strongly about this? Honestly, 100% agree with this one. Pop culture references need to stay out of everything. They need to stay out of everything. They need to stay in their own lane. Like, stay out of media, stay out of books, stay out of everything. The next unpopular book opinion we have is reading on a Kindle is so much better. I think there was a point in my life where I would disagree with this. Honestly, if you look back at my other reading your unpopular bookish opinions, like you look back at that old video, I probably had this same one in there and I probably have the complete opposite answer. In the moment that I'm at, I actually think that reading on Kindle is superior. And especially with me, the genre that I have learned to love is kind of deeper books. Reading a book on a Kindle will always be superior to me, and I think it's genuinely just because I can highlight it, of being able to highlight things and it immediately going to my Goodreads notes and highlights. My favorite thing ever, that is, whoever thought about that, you need a raise. Whoever thought about that, wow. I will bow down at your feet. That was the most perfect most perfect invention actually ever to exist. Like, you guys know, if you follow my Instagram, I put a bunch of book quotes like throughout my Instagram posts, and I think it's the most fun thing ever. So reading on a Kindle is actually very, very important to me. And yes, there is something about like holding a physical book, but genuinely, like, half the time I'm reading in my bed and I'm tired and I don't want to have to like hold up a book. It's a whole extra thing. My Kindle is just such a mindless, easy way to read a book. Like, it's just so much easier for me to read on a Kindle. Ugh, what has the world come to? Why am I like, oh, electronics are better than like physical, like, but that's how I feel. The fourth opinion that we have is not every book needs a romance subplot. And guys, as much as I would love to say, yeah, like, we don't need a romance subplot and everything, I live for it. If a book does not have a romance subplot, I'm like, this is so boring. Like, I have to be honest here. It doesn't even have to be a big romance subplot, because some of my favorite books have like a very small slither of romance subplot, but like, in my personal opinion, with the genres that I like, I need a romance subplot or I will not read the book. I get it. That sounds horrible, and it probably is horrible, because like, reading is more than that. I don't know. My love for rom-coms runs so deep. You guys can see how many rom-coms I have on my shelf. My love for rom-coms started as a little kid, and I can't stop. And that's not to say that I need spice in a book. I don't like that. That aspect can stay out of it. I don't read that. I do think that, like, I want the sweet, cute moments between two people. And I love reading about people falling in love, because I never want to do it. I love like reading about it and watching movies about it, but like, I'll stay back here in my own lane. I'm good. But nothing brings me more joy than like reading a rom-com. I also think it just makes the attachment to characters so much easier for a reader when you're watching the character fall in love, because that is the best parts of a person. If there's love surrounding a person, that is the best version of this person. So I genuinely feel like when I'm reading a book, if the character isn't in love, falling in love, having a bunch of like love happening around them, like, I just, ooh, it's not a good time. The next one we have is one I actually feel really strongly about, and it's adaptations don't have to be the same as the book. I could go on a rant about this, but I'm not gonna. I'm gonna try to keep this short. You guys know I love the film and media world. I want to work on movies. Like, that is my dream, but I also love books so much. So this is my niche. I think, in my non-professional opinion, that if you're gonna make an adaptation, it's an adaptation. It kind of needs to be very, very similar. I don't know, I just feel like if you're gonna make an adaptation and you're gonna like sell it as the adaptation and you're gonna use the whole book as your selling point, it kind of needs to be like the book. I could talk for hours about Emily Henry books. So when these movies come out, and if they are not good, especially People Who Meet on Vacation, that's the one that's coming out very soon. I'm so nervous about it, because I'm like, this needs to be like the book. If this is not like the book, I will never shut up about it a day in my life. I will go on a rampage. I will be filled with so much fury if I go to watch People Who Meet on Vacation and it doesn't meet the standards of the book. And also, as a person who is making the movie, you are making this movie and you know your target audience is the people who read the book. So why don't you try to make them happy instead of trying to make all these other critics happy? Like, we don't care about them. Like, you have to know your audience. Do you know what I mean? I genuinely feel really strongly about that one. Okay, everyone, with all that being said, my camera battery is blinking. I did have a few more to read, but I genuinely can't, because I also don't have the charger for my camera, and this video has to go up today. So this is where the video is going to end. If you guys want another video like this, let me know. I will definitely film it, because this has been fun. If you enjoyed, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and stick around, because tomorrow will be another Vlogmas video, and the day after that, and the day after that, and the day after that. We are getting in the trenches of Vlogmas. I'm not super stressed yet, but we're only halfway through, so I can't make any promises. Make sure you check out all my socials, links in the description box down below. I will see you tomorrow. Goodbye.